Hello, this is Smitty's Magic Openings, and I came with a new deck I built recently. Here are some of the tokens for it. It would take a treasure, Eldrazi Spawn, and a servo token. I got the nice foil one. And this is what the deck consists of. We got Lantern of the Lost. It's 1 mana, does something, 1 mana does something else. I love these the most because it makes a mana and draws you a card when it leaves. We got Skull Clamp. The MVP of the deck is Glaring Flash Raker. It's a 3-drop that says whenever you cast a colorless spell, create a 0/1 Eldrazi Spawn creature token with sacrifice this, add a colorless, and whenever another colorless creature enters the battlefield under your control, it deals 1 damage to each opponent. Now you're going to have to remember that, because that is a part of the combo. This is just a beater with Ward 2. Very nice. We got Omnithropters, then Marinetta's Apprentice. Fabricate 1. Either gets a counter or makes a servo. And then the main part, whenever another creature or artifact you control is put in the graveyard, each opponent loses a life. There's some of the lands. That's the main gist of the deck. Deadly Dispute for card draw and treasure tokens. I put the bombs in. Those are 50-50. I didn't know what I wanted to run there, so I put the bombs in just to have more of a secure way of hitting. I would recommend Mishra's Baubles, but this deck runs no rares, no mythics, no, everything's common and uncommon. We'll shuffle it up real quick for you, and we'll show you the first 7. So we got a land, 2 things. This is pretty keepable. I would keep this on a first grip, because you can always wait. You don't have to play a spell outright. So we go Swamp. Then we'll wait. Pass back to us. We'll draw another Swamp. We'll immediately go for the Patchwork Automaton, just to get that beater out. Since it's in our hand now, we'll play another Swamp. Get the Flash Rake out. And now you're ready. So with the Glaring Flash Rake out, we're ready to do the stuff. So we're going to untap, draw a card, and it doesn't matter what order we play these in. So we could go for another beater, or we could just tap 1 and cast this. And since we cast that, it's going to make an Eldrazi Spawn token, which this then going to trigger, boom, hits everyone. We do it again, get a dice. Now we have 2. It pings everyone again. Boom. Ping everyone again. And then you just go backwards. You sack this, sack one of these, draw a card. We got a bomb. Sack this, add a black mana, and draw a card. Then we'll sack this, add a black mana, and draw. And now we can just use the 2 mana we just made to drop Skull Bomb, both Skull Bombs, and then boom. We'll use the 2 we just made. So that would have done, this has 5 counters, that's done 5 damage. With the other guy that does things leaving, since tokens hit the graveyard, it's going to deal damage for that. And now we sax these two. These. We'll go to the graveyard. We'll draw 2 more. And say you're at this weird spot where you have no mana. You cast Omnithropter, get the Eldrazi spawn again, and then you can just sack the spawn, re-get it, boom, Nihil Spellbomb. And that's pretty much how the deck wins. And the fun thing about the creatures is, whenever you play one of the artifact creatures, this pings again. So let's show it one more time and how this works a little bit. Grab the cards. Right now, I'm not using my favorite sleeves, but I got a Ultra Pro on here and the wonderful Ultra Pro deck box. Don't mind the Terrifier over there, just vibing on a backpack. And we got the nice Shuffle Sawyer on the edge of the table. At the very second. Boom. And we got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I know Skull Clamp's a little bit, it's not the best hand. You could keep this if you really wanted to, because it's all 1-drops and you have 1 land, but I wouldn't recommend. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend. I think the most expensive part about this is the Skull Clamps. And just getting the commons and uncommons. Because if you want everything foiled and stuff, it depends on your choices. It costs more or not. Well, that's a pretty good beginning hand. I'll show you the other way. Turn 1, swamp. Next turn, draw. Boom. And you're going to play the Marionette Apprentice. And you always want to create the servo, because there's no reason to take the counter. And this will set you up for later. You have the Omnithropter you're just going to cast. You're going to Deadly Dispute, sack in the servo, which will trigger this to deal 1 damage. And you draw the 2. You get the treasure token. And now you're almost ready to rock and roll. We'll sack that treasure token, which that will do the damage for. And that, and play the Patchwork as a little bit of backup. Then yeah, you just drop all your 1-drops and you start sacking them if you have the mana. But that's the deck, and hope you guys enjoyed it. It's 4 copies of the Gleaming Flesh Rakes, 4 copies of the everything, almost 4 copies of everything in the deck. And thank you. Like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me if you guys would play this deck or how to make it better.